Have you been thinking about refinancing your home loan so you can afford the odd holiday? You're just not sure if there is a suitable option. Why not speak to our experts at Yellow Brick Road? Learn how to spend less on your home loan and more on your investment dreams. Talk to our sponsor, Yellow Brick Road. Phone today, 1300 275 420 and speak to Blake Chandler or his local team. yellowbrickroad.com.au. Fees and charges may be payable. ACL 393195, AFSL 323825.
All right, now listen, first question I'm going to ask you, investment interest rates, what are they?
Well, Ray, investment loans have changed, and again, like I'm here every week, is to help people get informed on their finances, because being informed helps people make good decisions. So people need to be informed that the mortgage market has changed for investment loans. So there's been some major changes in lending that's going to make it harder to be fully informed about the lending market without seeing a mortgage expert. As we know, the mortgage industry is already a minefield, I think, for people walking into banks. What are the rates that they should get? What are banks offering? And so, mortgage experts are here to help you through the minefield. APRA, the agency that regulates the banks, have actually asked the banks, particularly the big banks, to pull back on investment lending. Now, that's mainly due to the increase in the Sydney property market. With the property market at all-time highs, banks have seen an increase in their investment lending. So, with a 10% increase per year on investment lending, or over 10%, APRA's asked the banks to pull back because they feel that right now the investment lending's so high that it's risky practice that the banks are entering into. So there's going to be some changes in how the banks actually give out money for investment loans.
Wow.
So when I say investment loans, I mean when you're getting a mortgage to purchase an investment property, a property that you're not living in, that you're either renting out or investing for capital growth. So not your own home, but there's going to be some changes for investment lending if you're in the investment property market.
Now, you said banks, as difficult, some businesses are sort of who require finance, and they've got to have collateral, obviously, to borrow that money, borrow the money from the banks. Is that right?
Yep. So there's going to be some changes for people investing, and some of these changes are going to be more collaterals required. Some banks who might have been lending for investment loans up to 95% have pulled back to only lending 80% of the funds required. So people are going to need a bigger deposit for their investment purchase.
Okay.
Other changes might be banks are going to ask you to pay a higher interest rate or higher monthly repayments. So many banks have gone and increased their investment loans by up to 0.47%. 0.27, I'm thinking some of the banks, and another bank I'm thinking of has increased by 0.47% investment loans. Now, some banks are going to do that for new lending, and some banks are going to do it for their existing loans. So if you've got an investment property right now, it's really good to give us a call or find out off the bank, have they increased the interest rate on your loan because it's an investment property. Another change might be that some banks are restricting what state in Australia that you invest in. With Sydney booming, some banks are pulling out of investment lending in New South Wales. So there's a whole range of changes. All the banks are going to be looking at, and responding to APRA a bit differently on the changes they make. But I guess the important thing to know is to get informed on your bank, what you're looking at doing, get advice from a mortgage expert, what's the right loan for you, and educate yourself on these changes before making any decisions.
I'm talking to Blake Chandler, our sponsor, Yellow Brick Road. Blake, what is the interest rate? Say, you obviously do business loans, but you've got to have collateral.
Yep. Well, business loans, a whole range of things, whether it's a business or an investment loan, we do that. That's right.
Are you competitive with the banks?
We have access to 40 different banks.
Oh, okay.
So when a client comes to see me and I talk about the minefield in investment lending, it's about getting to know that client, what they're wanting, what their goals and dreams are, and finding the right loan for them. Now, interest rates we talk about a lot, but that's only one thing. You need to get the best interest rate, the best product for that person, the best structure and strategy for that loan that's going to add to their future goals and their finances. So we look at the whole client situation and go to all 40 lenders and find them the best product and rate for them.
Excellent.
So yes, we are very competitive.
Oh, good on you. Blake, it's fascinating, the investment interest rates. Now, obviously you said you deal with 40 banks or so.
That's right.
Now, say hypothetically if someone approached you and said, I would like to take a business loan, do you work with them like sort of from overseas as well, or just Australia?
I've got clients overseas. I mean, particularly, our service is getting to know our clients. So it's It's a dreams and goals service, sitting down with our people and clients and working out what's important to them. If they're living overseas, there are some banks who will look at lending to them. But all in all, I guess the best thing is to make sure that you sit down with a mortgage expert. Not one bank does everything. You need to have access to a whole range of banks to cover a whole different range of scenarios for clients. I guess in summary from today on the investment loans and purchasing an investment property, my top tips for everyone is, if you already have an investment loan or investment property, check with your bank, are they increasing your interest rate? Now is a perfect time with all these changes to review your home loan. If your bank's increasing your rate, it might be good to compare your home loan with a bank that hasn't increased their rate with all these changes. So call us. Let's sit down, look at your loan and check what's the best option for you. And if you're looking at purchasing an investment property, again, the same thing. Come down, sit down with an expert. It's a minefield out there. There's a whole range of changes, and make sure you've got the best rate and product for you. Because some of these banks have pulled out of the investment loan market altogether, and some are giving higher interest rates than others. So it's really important to get the best advice for your loan.
And you obviously you will distribute your clients and give them the best interest rates available within those banks around you.
We sit down with our clients and do all the research needed to put them in a good position. So, we'll do the research for you. Not one person could go walk around to 40 banks. Everyone's time poor these days. We do this every single day. We know our banks, we know our lenders, and we know our clients. So, yes, it's exactly. Come in and we'll sit down at what would be a good option for you. Let's make some good decisions for your finances, future, dreams, and goals.
Oh, excellent, mate. That's it's worth it. I reckon people, it's worth it. Go and see Blake Chandler, our sponsor, Yellow Brick Road, and he'll give you all the advice you need for refinancing, mortgaging, or reverse mortgage, whatever. Now, how can they get in touch with you, Blake?
They can give us a call, Ray, 1300 782 995, or email me, blake.chandler@ybr.com.au.
Thank you very much, Blake.
Thanks, Ray.
And we'll see you next week.
Next week it is.
Same time, same place.
Same time.
From Yellow Brick Road. Now it's goodbye.
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.
Bye-bye. Have a good one, Blake. FM 99.3.
Have you been thinking about refinancing your home loan so you can afford the odd holiday? You're just not sure if there is a suitable option. Why not speak to our experts at Yellow Brick Road? Learn how to spend less on your home loan and more on your investment dreams. Talk to our sponsor, Yellow Brick Road. Phone today, 1300 275 420, and speak to Blake Chandler or his local team. yellowbrickroad.com.au. Fees and charges may be payable. ACL 393195, AFSL 323825.